I need to get something off my chest before I start, as I drink my Shirley Temple. Tastes good. Shirley Temple does taste good, and the soda ain't bad either. I'm sick and tired of these movies. I hope to God there's never another Venom movie again. Now, are they the worst films ever? Are they the worst superhero film? Are they even the worst this year? No. They're not Madam Web. They're not Morbius. But these Venom films, they took a cool, badass, interesting, anti-hero, whatever you want to call Venom, and turned these into such generic, bland, piss poorly written, forgettable pieces of horse shit that's just a waste of the character and a waste of fucking time. This trilogy was a waste of fucking time. And do I think this is the last? No. Tom Hardy, you can say all you want. I'm never going to do another one again. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. said the same thing, and now he's coming back for Doctor Doom. Chris Evans said the same thing, and now there's talks of him getting in damn Avengers, whichever one. Now there's talk of Scarlett Johansson coming back. They'll all come back. They always come back. It's like, what about Bob? You think they're gone? You see? They're never gone. It's here. Do you have a few years, maybe in 5 years or less, he'll be back. Would not be surprised. Anyway, 2 minutes in. This is a paid request. For anyone interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, is usually the best way to do it. I do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box. Feel free. I'll get to it as soon as I can. It could be any movie review, re-review, topic, reaction, commentary, video game playthrough, tier list ranking, movie news, whatever the case, I'll get to it as soon as possible. But Venom: The Last Dance, I hope it's the last dance. But I know this bullshit, because anytime they say it's the last, it's never the last. Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. It's never the last. So that right there tells you that it won't be the damn last. It'll be the last until next time. Venom, I'm not a connoisseur of Venom. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'm an expert and try to pull random thoughts out of my ass by help of a phone and Wikipedia. No. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert. I'm going to say that what I know of Venom, I know from cartoons featuring Spider-Man. I always thought it was weird to have a Venom movie, Venom anything without Spider-Man, because I think that's pretty damn important part of the whole fucking thing. But even if you're not going to do that, to turn them into such piss-poor, bland comedies obviously made them money, so I guess the joke's on me. Because it made them money, and there are fans of these films. If you're a fan of it, to each their own. I'm glad you're a fan. To each their own. But ever since the first one, which I thought sucked, Venom is turned into this goofball doofus who is about intimidating as a fucking dork, because he is a dork. Goofy, loving his chickens, waiting for him to choke his chicken, loving his dreams, loving his chocolate. I also lick Tom Hardy's Hershey fucking Highway for all you want, Venom. Jesus Christ. It's weird when you go back and you watch these films, which I didn't watch the first two. I mean, I know of them, of course. I've reviewed them. The only time I would ever rewatch them again if it was a paid request for a commentary or re-review, whatever. You see this direction that led to fucking nowhere. Like, they bring up this whole thing with what Michelle Williams, and she's going to be a big deal. Then, as movies goes on, she disappears. She's not even I don't think she's even mentioned in this movie. Kind of weird that's the final one and you don't mention someone who's like important to the three films. Thought that was kind of weird. There's really nothing that's brought up in the first one that follows through in this one. This is just some lackluster jackass road trip that then tries to pull some heartstrings at the end with the death. Good, die and stay fucking dead. Please. You shit pool. And it says a lot like Venom, who's a pretty damn violent character. You make him PG-13 pansy ass. You make a film like Carnage being featured in the second film, which I thought was even worse, because you got Carnage. What kind of fucking Carnage is there in PG-13? There ain't no damn Carnage in that movie. False advertising. Ain't no damn Carnage. What kind of Carnage can you get out of PG-13? Hey, Carnage, I mean, I'm not understanding this equation. Carnage, death, serial killer, PG-13. Now, you would think with the success of films like the Deadpool films, among others, Logan, you would give it a shot. Since you say it's your last one, if you're saying it's your last one, if you're really saying that you're not going to make any more, which is bullshit, because they leave room for sequels at the end. So ain't no what Last Dance. This ain't Michael Jordan, motherfucker. What Last Dance? Just then, if you did have the balls, now I'm not saying it would save the film, but at least I had something I could talk about. Ooh, it's R-rated bloody. Again, it'd probably be CGI blood. It'd probably be sucked as well, but at least even more to talk about. Calm down. Let me get back on track so I could talk about the actual film at hand. You know something's wrong with this franchise when the director of this is Kelly Marcel. Who is she? A dumb bitch. It says something when the person who helped write all three of these movies, you know what else she wrote? 50 fucking Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. You got the writer of 50 Shades of Grey. S&M for Dummies. To write your Venom movies? And now direct one? Just 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, so much of that she learned. Well, she did whip Venom into being a bitch. I guess there's that. The plot of the film, Null, the God of the Void. Null is an important part of the Venom mythology. I do know that. In this film, he's imprisoned. And apparently he was helped create the symbiotes, but he's been imprisoned. In order to get out and destroy everything, you need the Codex. How is the Codex made? If a symbiote gets with a host, and then if the host dies, but then the symbiote brings it back to life, so that it creates some merge between the human and the symbiote that creates a Codex. And then you go up the chimney, and then you go left on Broad Street, and go up Fuck You Avenue, and then you take a candle and you stick it in your urethra, and you take a lighter, you try to light it, and you realize, oh, that's the wrong way to do it. And then you stick a bottle up your ass filled with kerosene, you light that on fire, and you become a rocket for the 4th of July. And then you go around and you piss your pants, and then you go around, have another Shirley Temple, and then you go around, and then 2 plus 2 equals 5. And then you go, wait a minute, that's wrong, you subtract the 1. And you take your 33 and the 3rd, and you take your 75th and the 5th. That's Big Papa Pump would say, it's just so like trying to be convoluted and just comes off as fucking stupid. And thus you have to have a lot of exposition to explain your stupid plot. Which, by the way, why didn't Venom explain this damn codex, I don't know, at the end of this first film? After Eddie died, you saved his life? Or during that all the second fucking movie? Because he knows it. By the way, why is it that during the second movie, these creatures were not finding Eddie and Venom during the second movie? Because sometime passed between the first and the second film. Although, apparently, the way Venom says it, from the first film to this film, it's only been 1 year. Because Venom is like, it's been a year already? Now, I'm sitting there going, wait, does he mean it's been a year since they've been in Mexico? But they make it seem like it's been a year since they first met. Like 1 year anniversary. Now, maybe I misheard it. Maybe I misread the situation. I would have to think, because you can't tell me that, these films have been made in a span of, 6 years, but they want us to think it's been only a year of all this shit happening. So I would like to think that I'm mistaken and they, I don't know. By the way, Null is one of the most useless fucking bad guys I have seen in a superhero movie in a long time. Wanna know why? This is what he does. He sits in a chair on his ass. Think he's doing the Stanley Kubrick look. And he never gets his fat ass out of the chair. He sends this generic looking monster to go find the codex. Which, by the way, you pitch crappy monsters because the codex, they can only find the codex if Venom is fully formed. And so many times the creature will get close, and then Venom just has to go back to Eddie, and then the creature's like, where did he go, George? Where did he go? I don't know where he went. I know something's in front of me, but I don't know. Where did he go, George? Where did he go? It's not like he can't see anybody, because there's plenty of times where the creatures grab someone and eat them. But it's like, I don't know. This person's here, but I don't know where he went. Where did he go? I don't know. Maybe he went up there on his ass. Stick this up your ass. I hate these fucking movies because they're so lazy and just such a waste of a character. I know people love these movies, but I'm telling you, if one day they reboot this shit the right way, I'm telling you, when they, that's a big if you don't appreciate it and go, man, so much better than this shit. Like, there's like from Stallone's Judge Dredd to Carl Urban's Judge Dredd. From the bullshit 1999 Captain America to the actually good Captain America films. But it's Hollywood, so that'll never happen, so that's a fucking pipe dream that I must keep smoking. But one would hope. Sadly, with the reality, they'll make something worse that'll make you want to like these movies. But I'm like, no, I just think both suck. And then with this, all three of these suck. And this is what I'm talking about with the writing and them not knowing what the hell they're doing. It starts with Eddie and Venom in a bar. If you don't remember, in the last film, I guess the end credits or something, somehow they fell into a portal and they were in the Marvel Universe. Or something to do with because of what happened, I guess with Spider-Man No Way Home, it was pulling the villains. So he got pulled in. And then there's a bit where they're watching TV and they see Spider-Man. And you think that would lead to something, right? You would think that would lead to something. No. Because all that happens is they're in a bar and then they get zapped right back to their world. So it was completely fucking pointless. What was the point of bringing them to here in the Disney Marvel shit and then pop right back to where they are in the fucking first place? What was the point? Even though, like, I do not understand this shit. Like, what was the point? What was the damn point? So he's back to his home in a different bar, sees that he's a fugitive, because in the last film, this detective was supposedly killed by Carnage, and Eddie got the blame. I'm kind of sitting here pontificating about when does Venom become a badass? It's like they try to give you a little bit of something, and they think that little something is enough. So, for example, they find a dog fighting place. These 4 people tried to kill Eddie. The symbiote throws them around, locks them in cages, throws them around, then puts them in a row and just chomps each of their heads off. As much as you could do, I just PG-13 style. And the goofball comedy is stuff like they can't say we are Venom together. Just Eddie's trying to say it, then Venom says it very quick. Then Eddie tries to say it again, then Venom says it real quick. And the action scenes are so forgettable because what the hell is the writer of 50 Shades of Grey going to know about action and choreography and how to get the momentum of an action scene or the pacing of it? She's not. And you just say, okay, it's just given to a crew. Well, the crew must have been on their off day, must have been on their break. Because there's not a damn action scene in this movie you don't remember. Even the bed just tosses them around, put their ducks in a row, chomp, 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 chomp. It just comes off as fucking forgettable. And then they're on the run and they want to go to New York, and there's a bit where there's a horse and Venom keeps saying, horsey, horsey, I like the horsey. And the symbiote goes on the horse. Oh wait, we're not there yet. I'm sorry. We're not there. I'm jumping the gun. Because Null on his just sitting on his fat ass doing nothing. And then at the end of the film it's like, oh, I'm going to get you, Gadget. Or whatever the fuck he said. It's like, you ain't gonna do shit. You've shown nothing. I have no reason to be impressed by you. You've done jack shit. Why am I supposed to be impressed by you? You've done nothing. You just sit there with a piss poor baby face. Boo-hoo. Cry me a fucking river, dude. Seen Cub Scouts more steery than you. When they're high on weed. So at one point Venom and Eddie catch a plane. And that's where you see the big thing in the trailer where this creature called a xenophage comes in, tries to attack them. This plane takes a lot because they're both pounding on the damn plane, and the creature falls into the engine of the plane. And hell, usually in movies that means the whole plane will explode, but not in this case. This plane, I guess, landed safely and the people were fine. Venom / Eddie, they parachute down. Eddie explains what the hell's going on. Meanwhile, you have this government group. I swear it said something about Area 55, but I could be wrong on that. And of this group, you have Chiwetel Ejiofor. I always butcher his name. He was in the film 2012. He was in the film Red Belt. Pretty decent film. He's a good actor. He was in Doctor Strange. It seemed like he would be the adversary against Doctor Strange, but they forgot about them. Well, I mean, there's a different version of him in Doctor Strange too. But anyway, he plays your generic military guy that shoot first, ask questions later. He's a good actor. He's trying to do what he can, but he plays such a generic. We need to kill I almost said xenomorphs. We need to kill symbiotes. We need to do this. Get out of my way, doctor. It's not your job anymore. This isn't your place anymore. Now, I had to look up his name, which is Rex Strickland. Apparently, his comic book version is a lot more interesting. And I had to read this up that apparently his character in the comic, he was a Vietnam vet and he saved some people. He almost died from it. Nick Fury had to take a look at him and gave him a little bit of symbiote to help him out and not die. But then him and his squad, the symbiotes took over, would just eat the Vietnamese. So they have these blackouts. They wake up, there's corpses around. Then the symbiotes wanted to have more power, more just off their meds, so to speak. Logan, aka Wolverine, got involved to stop it. The symbiote that was connected to this Rex guy, after certain things, kind of felt guilty, tried to protect Rex. Rex died, doing what he could, doing the right thing. So because the symbiote has a bit of his consciousness, he tries to be like Rex, because he admires Rex's nobility. And then I read somewhere that apparently that character was based on Mike Harrigan, Danny Glover from Predator 2. That's what I read. You just say someone made it up, but it'd be interesting if that's the character they picked. If they were to make it up. And no, none of that, what I say, is in the fucking movie. He's just generic military guy who, this is spoilers, starring here. By the end, he blows himself up at the end. Oh, but he didn't really blow himself up. We'll find out in Venom Part 666, what the fuck. But I'm like, okay, why is it that this character sounds a hell lot more interesting in the comic than they put him in the movie? The movie's just generic military guy. He also has this female doctor that for some fucking reason we're seeing this backstory about her and her brother or something run down the beach and the guy got struck by lightning or had lightning pull up his ass or juiced himself up or I don't fucking know. I didn't care. Lightning shoved a bolt up his ass. Maybe he's Zeus. I don't know. And it's like, we spent all this time on this for what fucking reason? It didn't really amount to a hill of beans of shit. It really didn't. You didn't give a rat's ass about any of these people. Piss poorly written. And in their facility, they have a lot of symbiotes in containers. and studying, including that cop from the previous film that people in the public think Eddie killed, but he's alive, and he's been taken over by a symbiote, which I think is named Toxin. He's just there to give exposition. Exposition. One point it was really ridiculous because he's talking, but the symbiote's voice is coming out. He's like, "The darkness has teeth." It's just because like his cheeks are really puffing off, like, "The darkness has teeth." A good fucking you. Like to give a fuck. And that's where you get Eddie on the plane and the creature hits the engine and he parachutes down and then he finds the horse. Oh, I love the horsey. And then Eddie rides the horse that has a symbiote while Queen's Don't Stop Me Now starts playing. Don't stop me now, having such a good time. Having a good... You know what? That song played well on Hardcore Henry. Here, it just seems fucking random. They went to a jukebox. They randomly picked E7, and E7 happened to be Queen. And that's like really what all they can do is, well, what else can we have as go over as a symbiote? Like they fall into the water, some of the military guys are chasing them, and Venom's trying to get to Eddie, so he gets onto a fish, then gets onto a frog, then gets blah blah blah. And they put stuff in there that you think is going to add up to much more in the long run. Like there's this military person holding on to Eddie, and they're fighting over a gun, and the gun goes off, and the person is killed. And he says like 10 seconds of, "Oh my god, I killed her. You had to do it." And then it's pretty much forgotten for the rest of the fucking movie. So you think, oh, there's going to be some kind of guilt. No, there is no depth. There's no guilt. There's none of that. There's none of that at all. I find it embarrassing that a fucking cartoon like Spider-Man the Animated Series, when Peter Parker's having nightmares about the symbiote, that had more of a psychological depth involving Venom. Depth. Dipshits. More of a depth than 3 of these fucking movies. But yet they're trying to be shitty comedies that aren't fucking funny. They're not funny. After they escape from the water, they meet some hippies. One of them is Rhys Ifans, the guy who's the lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. And the family, honestly, they could have been completely taken out. They're just there to give a little bit of a semblance of Eddie and Venom thinking, man, it would be nice if you just had a regular, normal life like this, I guess. Which, okay, they really had to, they really shoehorn that into this. But other than that, this family, they were just very, very thinly developed characters. They're hippies. They're looking for Area 51. They drop Eddie off in Vegas, and then we don't see them in the third act where they're in danger and Eddie has to save them. So I didn't give a shit about those characters. In Vegas, they see Mrs. Chen, who was in the other films, the store clerk. And even though Venom knows that when you put on the suit, when you fully develop, the creature will get like a spidey sense type, like will just know where you're at and get there quick. Venom knows this. Eddie knows this. Eddie should be warning Venom, wait, what about that? Venom should be thinking, oh, wait. Instead, no, we gotta have this goof troop, goof suits of a dance scene. Why do Venom films keep needing dance scenes? There's the rave scene in like the second movie. Now this crap. Why? Do they think it's funny? Well, yeah, I guess I forgot to laugh. I'm sorry. Son of a bitch. Forgot to laugh. I'll do later after I jerk off. Goofy, unintimidating dork is what Venom seems like in these damn movies. So he does a stupid dance. The military come in, they capture him. After the creature comes in and ready to kill him. Military captures them. Again, Ejiofor, typical military guy, tossed to his commander. The idea is that if one of them dies, then the codex will be destroyed, and then the big baddie won't send more monsters and won't be free. But I guess the symbiote got attached to someone, got onto Eddie. Because it's fully formed, the creature immediately finds them, starts breaking up the facility. And then you get just this complete clusterfuck of an ending where all the symbiotes just start possessing people. Here's a symbiote that's like 2 in 1. Here's a symbiote who's white. There's a symbiote who has a bit more razor scissors, like a female green carnage or something. Oh, here's this one doing this, and a bit of like a, I don't know, he likes to do this. That's what, like, I don't know who the hell any of these people are. I barely know who the characters are that they're possessing, and I don't know who the symbiotes are. I'm sure hardcore fans be, oh, that's anti-venom, and that's blah blah blah. I mean, I don't know who the fuck these things are. Sorry that I didn't get my Encyclopedia Britannica of Venomese. I'm sorry I don't speak Venomese. It's a tangent of Vietnamese. I don't speak Venomese. I don't know who the fuck that and that person is. Even the characters, like, who's that, who? Why do I give a fuck? He's at a computer. That girl is got glasses. That's like all I know about them. Then they get possessed and I still don't know who the hell they are. And it doesn't matter because most of them get their asses tit, except the black girl. When she's whatever the hell you call, I don't even know what their names are because they didn't say in the fucking movie. If they did, I'm sorry I missed it, but they didn't say in the movie. I have to do my own damn research. I guess I do. What the hell was her name? Symbiotes. Does they couldn't tell me in the damn movie. And they're just there to have a bunch of CGI mishmash going all over the place. I think Lasher's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, Lasher. Yeah, Area 55. Yeah, Lasher. Bobby Lashley. No, Lasher. All the others try to attack the creature. They're all getting their asses kicked. Lashley seems to be the only one to not only survive, but do something. And the ending is just either Venom running away. And that's the thing, like, your big battle, Venom doesn't do shit. Instead of just running away. And even then, it's a creature that you can't even kill. At least it seems like they can't kill. What a great, exciting way to end your fucking trilogy. Have Venom fight things he can't kill, or in this case, not even fight. All the other symbiotes have to do it. Like, they have this buildup of the cop from the previous one who's giving all exposition. Oh, toxin's going to be this big important deal. No, he grabs the creature, says Venom run, and gets eaten in 30 seconds. Wow. Thank God he was kept alive for most of the film, so he could die in 30 seconds. Congrats. Congratulations. And yes, if you're wondering why I'm drinking this stuff Meliel right now, I'm saving up Meliel for the holidays, but this is limited. Wanted to get some, and this tastes a little bit like Starburst. Kind of the, what is it? This maybe the strawberry, or cherry, maybe like cherry Starburst. I liked it. Calm me down watching this shit. And yeah, you have the doctor with the pointless backstory. I don't give a fuck about your brother, your sister, your cousin, your goldfish. I don't care. Ejiofor's a good actor. He's given nothing to do, just generic military guy. No backstory. No character quirks, personalities. Nothing to him. The action's just a bunch of CGI clutter. Creatures grabbing onto the bigger creature and not be able to do anything with ho-hum CGI. Venom and Eddie save the family because the hippie family got there and they're watching what's going on. You did a bit of motorcycle action where Eddie gets on a motorcycle and driving around, and the creature's coming after him. One thing leads to another. Venom realizes there's nothing more we can do. So he lets the creatures attack him, but then he's kind of put him in his own, like, web type of, I don't know how to put it. Shoots Eddie out. Don't forget about me. To the song from Breakfast Club. No, not really. Ejiofor has identification for his device that all this acid starts coming down, and Venom has all the creatures with it and starts melting. And Ejiofor then blows himself up, I guess, to destroy the facility and melt it anymore. More and more and more. Oh, the female doctor who had all the bad memories of her brother or whoever the hell crushes a vial. She becomes, I think it's called Odysee. It's pretty much a symbiote if they can move like the Flash. Saves the girl who's Lasher. They both get out. So that means all the other symbiotes are dead. Except I guess them. Eddie survived. He goes to a hospital. His warrant has been expunged. He's free. And he goes to the Statue of Liberty because Venom said he wanted to go there one day. And then there's a credit bit where he's babbling about, I didn't give a shit because you did nothing because you were a pussy. You just sat in your chair with a dildo up your ass. And then the last bit is this guy who was at the beginning in the bar. He ran the bar. The military guys had taken him in. I guess this is a show that he did survive and escaped. But also there's a little roach that comes across who seems like a vial. So if that's how Venom gets back, or whoever the hell, because they don't make more of these. I mean, I don't see them anytime soon rebooting it. Although I know sooner or later they're going to try to have a Venom with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. You would think, but generic, bland action crappy CGI thrown about. The acting, people playing generic characters, Tom Hardy just acting weird like he did in the first two. Just say, let's act more, just act weird. The plot, the shit with the codex and all this other stuff, it's like, is this really the best we could do for a story? Is this really the best we could do for a plot? Is it really, folks? Is it really? I guess so. I guess really. That's what a bunch of horse shit these movies are, man. And that scene still sticks in my mind where they meet Mrs. Chin and Venom wants to dance and be fully formed, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? I thought, and just how convenient that you have to be fully formed for the codex to work, even though it was created when you two bonded. So if you two bonded, would that not mean the codex should be working 24/7? Since you guys bonded after Eddie died in the first movie, so you're forever bonded then because of the codex. I don't understand how you just turn the damn codex on and off. How convenient. Venom can pop out and be over here. Venom can use his powers. Venom can pop up and be over here. Which makes you wonder, why you do that all the fucking time? Why do you ever have to fully form? Because so many times where Venom's head will pop up over here and he'll move Eddie's legs and Eddie's arms and Eddie's hands. Why don't you just do that for the entire fucking movie then? You never have to fully form to begin with. You just did it before it's more convenience, but you don't have to do it here, really? Again, you see that there's moments where Venom could just control his arms, control his legs, carry it around like a puppet. And Eddie's on, the Venom strings. No. Even though this codex is in you for good, it should be consistently beeping, only... No, it had to be fully formed, but then when you're not fully formed, then... Teresa's like, I give up, I can't see you. Where are you? Where'd you go? The family didn't need to be there. There was close to being pointless as can be. The humor didn't work for me. I mean, how it barely connects with what came before, where again, whether you liked or disliked the person, she was an important part in the first Venom movie, and then she disappeared. I think they explained a bit in the second film, but it's just you think a bit more would be explained about that, or followed through, or something, I don't know. It was just their excuse to make the third act where we don't show a bunch of random symbiotes. And they're doing action because they jump and they claw and they jump and they claw. And it's like, okay, who does shit? There's no sense of really intricate choreography. The music, the score is completely forgettable, just like this movie. And I'm saying this movie's just bland, generic, and bore-fest. I was bored watching this film. Is it my top 10 worst? No, because it's been that bad of a year, and there are worse films. But this just... I know they're going to do more eventually. I guarantee it, but I wish they would just stop with superhero films in general, let alone Venom movies. I don't need another one. Another, Venom acting like a fucking dork. Why you do this? I'm waiting for Venom to, hey, TP from my bunhole, TP from my bunhole. You might as well with all the other dumb crap Venom says. I know they try to make it seem funny, but it's more annoying to me. Tom Hardy just acting weird. This ain't for me. I don't like these films. I don't like these Venom films. I don't think the action is that interesting. It's just like a lousy, lame chase film. That's not intense. That's not... Feels like building up to something. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm already fucking yawning. Venom 3 The Last Dance. I wish it was the last. We'll see you guys later. Ciao.